Welcome to Strive a Man's podcast. And I want to start this podcast with one simple scripture from Proverbs chapter 5, verse 7 to 8. So now, my sons, listen to me, and not turn aside from the words of my mouth. Keep to a path far away from her. Do not go near the door of her house. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about sexual detox, how you can get into a sexual detox, how you can detox or desensitize or desexualize your mind so you can be more free, you can be more focused, you can be more motivated, and how you can be able to cure your porn addiction. You can start curing your porn addiction, also your lustful desires can be tamed. Before we jump into this, I really want to urge everyone to grab a journal. It will not only be helpful for taking notes or having notes to reference from, but also it will be very beneficial in the sexual detox practice that is going to help you overcome your porn addiction. So I'm going to show you how you can use that journal to be able to do that. But right now, I just want you to take notes of those important things that I will mention, and also anything that I'll mention that you will feel is going to be important. And also another thing before I continue, this video is not the ultimate medicine to cure your porn addiction. It's not the ultimate medicine. I want you to take it as, number one, a template or a guide to start in your sexual detoxifying your mind, and also, or desexualizing your mind, and also as a strategy to be able to do battle with your sexual desires, and also to tame those lustful and sexual desires which have been seriously attacking you. Because if you can control your sexual desires, if you can control that head which doesn't have a brain, if you can control those lustful desires, my dude, you will be unshakable. There are so many things in this world that can be used to manipulate you, but if you can control that, you will be very, very powerful. So let's dive in 3, 2, and 1. You know, when it comes to achieving anything, being disciplined is one of the most important things. And discipline, most of the time, requires a lot of willpower. Now, this principle of using willpower in everything cannot be carried into your battle of doing the sexual detox, or preventing or doing battle with your sexual desires or lustful desires. Using willpower is not the best solution. Do you remember in part 1 when I mentioned that not controlling it or not trying to control it is the best way to control it? So here's what I meant. When you try to control your sexual desires, when you try to fight them, it's like adding wood and increasing the oxygen supply to a flame. When you increase the oxygen supply to a flame, when you add wood to a flame, the flame becomes a fire. Big fire. It gets hotter, and after that it becomes a furnace, and after a furnace it becomes a bonfire. So that's what you do when you continue fighting your sexual desires, when you try to control them, when you try to sit with them and saying, hey, I can control them, hey, I can't fall this time because I have willpower. So when you use willpower, that's when you fall, and that's where you continue adding upon that wood and that oxygen. And that wood and that oxygen is basically the triggers that you have to cut out. You have to cut out the oxygen supply in order for the flame to be controlled. You have to cut off the oxygen supply, not only the oxygen supply, but also the wood for that flame to be controlled. It cannot be eliminated, it just has to be controlled, because lust, as I said in part 2, it's something that is very, very crucial to the human experience. So you can't really eliminate it completely. It just will be tamed. Now, by cutting the oxygen supply or cutting off the wood supply, scrolling through Instagram, watching suggestive YouTube videos, watching very, very suggestive videos or pictures online. And when you remove these triggers, when you desensitize yourself from all these triggers, they will start seeming very, very disgusting to you. You'll see them for what they really are: empty, desperate, and manipulative tactics just to get your attention. And you start coursing above lust, not drowning in it. But here's the thing: when you remove or eliminate that part of what your brain is obsessed with, it will be left empty. And when it's left empty, that is a very dangerous thing, because the brain likes to obsess over things. It likes to be occupied. So when it's not occupied, the likelihood of you falling back into it, and even that situation getting worse, is super high. Now, what we have to do is to build, and this is a very crucial thing, is to build a new reward system. By building a new reward system, this is something you're giving your brain something to obsess over, because formerly your brain was the mechanisms of your brain were very simple: instant dopamine hits, quick scroll, quick video, quick release, and that's just the basic cycle of it. But now we have to fully develop our mind to its natural state. We take it back to its natural state, to fully develop it for the way it's supposed to be, to know where energy comes from, to know where pleasure comes from. So this reprogramming, or building a new reward system, basically, as I called it, is basically teaching your mind that pleasure comes from this particular thing, and also desensitizing your mind from loving those fantasies which are created online, and also resensitizing it to be able to feel pleasure from normal everyday life. Because when you continuously put yourself in that situation where you're constantly seeing pornographic videos, suggestive videos, when that is your life, majorly it will deceive you to think that's how normal life will be. But no, that's not how normal life should be. Normal life not even should be, normal life is all about being toned down. It's not, what is it called, normal life isn't fantasy. You can't imagine it. It's just plain and very simple. That's how it is designed. Where you get pleasure is from delayed gratification. That's how God designed it. That's how God didn't really design the world to be as you think it's supposed to be. It's designed to give you pleasure after a delayed, prolonged period of time. And also it's meant to give you not pleasure, but just satisfaction. Now, one of the ways to be able to desensitize your mind and to reprogram your mind is to, number one, find something to obsess over. Find a new obsession. For me right now, it's kickboxing, inspired by Scott's ad kicks, Batman, although he's a fictional character. I love Batman. Another thing is I'm trying to learn a new language. I'm trying to learn my native language, which is Kikuyu. So I have another obsession over it. I have another obsession, which is building this YouTube channel to greater heights, to be more influential, to help a lot of people, and also to make money. That's also a goal. That's also a goal we're fighting towards. So that's an obsession. Also hitting the gym, my acting career. Those are specific things that I like, and I create milestones that I want to hit, and after I hit those milestones, I reward myself. For example, I like taking myself out. Like next week on a Friday, I'm taking myself out also with another girl. I was supposed to take myself out, but there's a promise I made to another girl about this and that. So I'm just basically going to be having ice cream, another place here in Nairobi called Yolo. I just want to go and try it. I hear the ice cream is good. I just want to reward myself with something that I genuinely enjoy. So that is something that I genuinely enjoy. Also genuinely enjoy playing video games. I love playing video games. There's this video game that came out. Okay, sorry, I had to cut around that point. So talking about finding a new obsession. My storage was about to die, so I had to do something about it. So we pray for another camera, which is a bit better. My phone is bringing a lot of issues. So, anyways, so as I was saying, you find a new obsession, you create milestones, and after creating milestones, you reward yourself genuinely with something that you love. So your brain can know that pleasure comes after hard work and some good old days elbow grease. We are teaching our mind basically to know that hard work brings pleasure. That's how your subconscious mind works. I've been studying the subconscious mind, and there's a lot of things that happens when you teach it. It's like a soldier. You give it commands, and it's like not a blank slate, but when you give it a certain blueprint, it will be like a soldier and implement that blueprint. So if you give it the blueprint of we work and then we get gratified, it will obey that command. So the second thing of reprogramming your mind is cutting off artificial stimulants. Artificial stimulants are things that really ruin your dopamine levels in your brain. They really fry them so much. The constant need for social media scrolling on TikTok for 4 hours, scrolling on IG Reels, which is something that I used to do, but I'm trying to control it as much as I can. Also, watching movies too much. It didn't become a reward. It just became a very bad obsession and a bad addiction. So basically, artificial stimulants, cut them out so we can be able to reduce or bring our dopamine levels to a very good level, and replace those artificial stimulus by not don't cut them out completely, but just cut it out, just reduce the amount of time you spend in them and increase the amount of time you spend in normal life. For example, taking your dog out for a walk, going out on a date, joining friends in the club. Doesn't really matter what you do, to make sure it's nothing involving a screen. Meditation. I usually watch the planes from JKIA for like 30 minutes every single day, or uh, basically often 3 4 times a week. Just see them passing by every Friday and Saturday. I take my dogs out for a walk with my caretaker. So those are the things that I'm trying to implement to be able to help myself love normal life again, to resensitize my mind, to be able to find pleasure in normal life, not just fantasy. But here's the thing, there is a possibility that those urges will come back to haunt you again. The demons will come back to haunt you again. Did I say demons? Demons. Sorry, that's how it should be pronounced. Demons. Those demons will come back again to haunt you. And we need a strategy to be able to prevent you falling back. And that strategy, and the strategy I created, is called emotional roadblocks. Hey, by the way, if you're really enjoying the content so far, if you're really loving the podcast so far, make sure you subscribe. There's a lot which is planned. And if you're watching this and you're a current subscriber, thank you very much. Why am I spitting? This is making 3 videos in a row is not easy. But anyways, if you're watching this and you're a current subscriber, thank you very much. And also, if you're thinking about subscribing, ask the other subscribers in the comments. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and the content that I'm going to pump out is absolutely great. So your support is something that I really appreciate. Every video I get a new subscriber, I am super grateful. So just know I am grateful for every subscription that I get, and it really motivates me to continue pushing out this content. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. Let's get back into the video. 3, 2, and 1. So as I was saying, emotional roadblocks is a strategy that we can use to be able to make sure we don't fall back when those demons come back to hunt us again. And one of the greatest ways, and basically what emotional roadblocks is creating an emotional pain that is way greater and will outweigh the pleasure that you will get from the 10 minutes of watching those suggestive, or those basically getting back into that habit of pornography. You want something that will create a much greater emotional pain. And this greater emotional pain will be created, or will be gotten from the consequences of you falling back into sin. Not falling back into sin, but falling back into this particular habit. One of the greatest ways that I have found to create that emotional leverage and bringing the darkness into life, or bringing the darkness into the light, is creating accountability. Having an accountability partner. A very good friend of mine from church called Peterson, actually, I don't know if he's watching this video, but if you're watching, shout out to you, man. He said this: sin usually thrives in silence. So we have to bring out this problem that we are having into the light. It will make it easier to be able to battle it. So don't sit with your own problems. Find an accountability partner. And this partner has to be very ruthless. You have to make sure that you can be an accountability partner for someone else. You can be accountable to each other. So you have to set stakes. You have to make sure there's a weekly or even daily meetup to be able to make sure you're keeping each other accountable. It has to be thorough, it has to be rough, and it has to be very unfiltered. And you have to create stakes, as I've said. Stakes is basically what you'll give out, or are consequences that you will get, a consequence that you will have when you fall back into that particular habit. It can be, for example, doing 500 push-ups. Oh my god, 500 push-ups are a lot. For that particular partner to delete all their social media accounts, like basically you just live like that, and he's the one who's going to reinstall them back. So it takes a lot of honesty there with your accountability partner and being committed to the cause. So having that accountability partner and setting those stakes will be a great motivator and a great boost of motivation when you're about to fall back into sin. Those a few minutes when you're about to hit that incognito, and those stakes, real stakes that you've created, you just have to use your own imagination and just bring out different ideas with that accountability partner, so you can be able to come up with real stakes that will be really painful to you. And when you remember that, those few seconds when you're about to hit that incognito, it will be a very great, not inspiration, but motivation to be able to stop you from getting back into that particular habit. Also, another thing that I want to urge you to do is to find your own reason to stop yourself from watching pornography. If this message goes to these people who are seriously sick and tired of the continuous falling back into that habit of pornography and masturbation. Find a reason, a very good reason that is personal to you, that can stop you from falling back into that particular sin. One of the greatest ways that I've found to be able to stop myself from getting back or falling into those urges is to create that emotional leverage. One of the reasons I created I came out in one of my videos on YouTube and also on Spotify, those episodes as well, is to put my reputation on the line. Although you guys won't know if I fall back into that particular sin or that particular habit, my conscience will know, and my conscience will not let me be at rest. And we all know how our conscience can be very disturbing. My conscience will not let me be at rest. So find your own reason. Find your own reason. That painful reason that can stop you from falling back into sin. It might be, I might not satisfy my partner that well. That might be your emotional leverage. Something that can stop you from getting back into sin. Not particularly sin. I don't know why I'm saying sin that much, but yes, pornography and masturbation is a sin. So yeah, a sin. It might be, I might get erectile dysfunction. I might not fulfill my wife as well as I want to. I might not be considered manly by my partner. My relationship might fall. I might be caught by my small brother doing the acts. I might be gotten by my mom doing that particular act. So make sure you create an emotional leverage that can stop you from falling back into that particular sin. I don't know why I'm saying sin that much. Yes, it's a sin, pornography and masturbation. So make sure you create that emotional leverage. I want to share a few prompts, journaling prompts that you can use whenever you feel triggers, when you're in the midst of temptation, or when you relapse, when you fall back into sin. Because trust me, after this video, I can't guarantee that everything will be well. You might fall back into sin again. Heck, you might fall back into sin after a few seconds of watching this video. But I trust you, after watching this video, that you will try your level best. This is something I'm trusting you with that job, to try your level best to be able to overcome those urges and to lift yourself up whenever you fall. So use these prompts. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read these prompts so you can use them while journaling. It's just a journaling practice, but there's a product that I'm working on to help you a tangible product that can help you overcome to go into a sexual detox and to help you overcome pornography. It's a product that I'm working on, and also a newsletter that I'm working on specifically to help you solve that. But right now, I want you to use these prompts when you are in that midst of temptation or when you fall back. The first prompt is this: what triggered you today? When did the craving start to hit? How did you respond to the urges or triggers? If you fell back into that particular habit, how did you feel afterwards? Or if you overcame, now this is now the last prompt, if you overcame that temptation or that trigger, how did you feel and how did you overcome it? And also don't forget to write down your own triggers, journal down your triggers so you can know what triggers you. Damn, I should be drinking water. And also build a new reward system. Try to journal down and see, hey, what can I obsess with? What can I obsess my mind with? And also, what do I need to cut out that I'm allowing or I'm giving too much of my time to? For example, it might be music, it might be YouTube. For me, it was YouTube. It might be Instagram, it might be TikTok. So just find that and replace it. So when you track your patterns, you stop living like a puppet. You start being like a captain in war during battle. You oversee everything. You see your weakest link and you can devise a strategy to be able to make that weak link a bit stronger. And remember, it's not about perfection, gentlemen. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress. The small steps that you take towards healing, those are the things that you should always be focusing on. So journaling will help you with that. It will help you notice the patterns, your weak links, and help you develop a strategy to be able to overcome those, to strengthen yourself and also overcome your sexual desires. And a bonus tip for you. Sorry, I feel a bit fatigued. I've recorded like 3 videos in just a span of 1 hour, 30 minutes, a full 90 minutes. I feel a bit tired. So yeah. So just a bonus tip. This is something that really helped me when I found myself falling back into that particular habit, when I slip back into that sin. I treated myself with compassion. Do you see the same way you'd feel pity or you'd feel bad or you'll try to help a little pretty uh, baby girl or baby boy when they fall down and scrape their elbow or injure their arms when they're falling down in a bike? You know the way you would help them? That's the way I want you to treat yourself from now on. When you fall back into that particular habit of masturbation or pornography, don't be hard on yourself. That's a wrong way to go about it. I want you to treat yourself with compassion. Treat yourself as if you're someone who matters, because you do matter. Treat yourself well. Try to lift yourself up. Affirm to yourself that even though I've fallen down, hey, I can get back up. It's okay. It's okay. And it's also written in the Bible that no temptation that has begotten you that is not common to man. So this is not anything unique you're facing. You're facing something that so many men, even greater men, someone like David. Oh my days, David did even worse. And he still stood strong. So that's the same thing I want you to do to yourself. Don't be hard to yourself. Don't treat yourself with this cliche mindset of you're a man, suck it up, don't feel anything. No, that's not the mindset I want you to have. I want you to have the mindset of, hey, I fell down and it's okay. I can always have another chance to try again. Lift yourself up. Dust yourself up. Wipe those tears. You might not be crying in the outside, but in the inside you are weeping. The spirit and the soul is always like that. The spirit is very sensitive, by the way. So treat yourself with compassion. Treat yourself with love when you fall down. This cliche mindset of suck it up is not good. At times it's not good. At times it's good at the right place. At the right place it's good. Don't prolong the self-pity or the self-loathing. But treat yourself as if you're someone you love. Have enough kindness and compassion for the world and also to spare some for yourself. So treat yourself as if you're someone you love. If you're a current subscriber and you've reached this end of the video, thank you very much. And if you are not a subscriber, you're just a viewer who's reached the end of this video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it a lot. We'll see each other next time. I think I have to start editing this video until 12 a.m. because they're needed for a particular contract to be signed so my videos can be put up to a new streaming platform here in Kenya. Bros, there's something epic that is happening and whoa, it's super epic. So I need at least 10 videos to sign a contract with that particular company. I was in a film festival and I had the opportunity to meet with this particular lady, CEO of NW Plus TV. They've just launched it, a new streaming platform. It's video on demand platform. And if everything goes well, we'll be signing a contract and we'll start earning something, hopefully. I haven't really understood the logistic behind that, but hopefully something great will happen. Also, if the owners or the company owners are watching this video to this end, I really am thankful for that. So thank you to you, current subscribers, and also to the people who are viewing this video. Thank you very much. And I should stop thanking you that much and end this video and try to take a rest. So thank you very much. Cheers and God bless. Thank you very much.